One of the things that I often talk with women about is feeling this need for more education, another degree, or a certification or license. And most of the women I've talked to actually are quite educated already. I have one client right now that I think has 3 master's degrees. I have a Juris Doctorate degree. And yet, as women, we feel sometimes that this isn't enough, that we don't have enough skills. And when we're exploring feminine genius, what there is to look at instead of worrying about another degree or another certificate, because let's talk about why to not worry about another degree or certificate, which is that's receiving information outside of you that someone else is saying will be important for your career path. It's very masculine oriented. The masculine is very authority driven. So someone else has an opinion that you need to learn about their theories in order to be successful. But the feminine is much more about communing with the divine, our creativity. And so what's more important is to actually learn what's inside of us as women that wants to come out. There's so many women right now that feel really passionate about new visions they have for the world, seeing how things are being done and actually feeling that they have better ideas of taking care of the earth, of how business is done, of how we can take care of one another in ways that are being really neglected right now in politics and industry. And so a lot of the answers for the problems of the world today will come from inside of us. It's not that we're going to find answers in more education. This is actually why coaching is so brilliant, at least coaching the way I have done it and have worked with coaches. Coaches are about finding the brilliance inside of you and bringing it out. And that's truly what feminine genius is. It's the natural talent you were born with. It's the passion that you have, how you want to help other people. And it's your experience and how it all adds up to be a career that is meaningful. And so the really important thing that I say with my clients is it's about validating yourself. Many of my clients start their own businesses, and right now so many women are feeling inspired to start something on their own or partner up with somebody and be in their own business instead of the really driven way that so much of how industry has looked. We want to be more fluid and in our feminine and not be burned out. And so what I have learned in my own business and I see with other women is that to succeed, honestly, it's about validating yourself. Clients will come to you if you know what you have to offer is amazing. And we as women have been taught to invalidate ourselves. We live in a patriarchal society that has diminished so much of what women are about. And so of course we feel like we need to validate ourselves. Of course we feel like we need somebody else to tell us what's important for us to know to be successful. Oh, we don't have that skill yet, please teach me. No, because there's natural talent within. And if you're feeling any kind of dissatisfaction as women when we feel that way, it's really because our feelings are our compass that are showing us there's something more for us to do. There's something more. There's something more. There's something better. It's not about money. It's about making a difference. And we do that through our visionary nature, through our creative nature, through our communing with the divine, and just being able to go beyond the mind to truly be visionary. When I think of visionaries, one of the people I think of is Steve Jobs. And those who are visionary are very tapped into the feminine. They're very tapped into the spiritual, as he was. And in one of his talks, he gave a commencement at Stanford University. And he talks about how he dropped out of college. he was clear education wasn't going to help him, actually. He wanted to be visionary and come up with new ideas in the world. And he talks about how what he did was he dropped out of school, but then he actually started taking classes that he was excited about, that he was inspired by. Watch the talk. You can just Google Steve Jobs commencement and it'll come up, and I won't give away the magic of his experience of just dropping into classes. But what I tell my clients is study that which lights you up, because it's really just tapping your own genius. Don't study something that you think somebody else tells you need to know. Like, for example, me, I could study spirituality endlessly because it's such a part of my genius zone, tapping into the feminine, tapping into the divine, and then being able to share that out with others, how we can make our lives so much more rich and full. And so it's about validating who you are, validating your inner genius, rather than trying to get education outside of you. That's never going to get you where you want to go. And if there's any way that you're feeling you don't have the credentials you need, I would say first, it's about going within. Always, always, always first, it's about going within. Because if you are going to try to move in a direction that you really, truly have no understanding of, it's not the right direction for you. You don't start where you don't feel naturally lit up and inclined. That's the direction, where you're lit up, where you want to be, where you can make a difference. And then any kind of education that you take from there is just to let that genius spark and spark and spark and spark and feel validated and whole, and your own unique ideas are flowing through. That's feminine genius, and that is the joy and the aliveness that is available to you.